Hello. Hi. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Where you been? What you guys been doing? Where you been? You just been like gone? What you guys been doing? Oh, it was me that was gone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's been a while. Um, just been busy with work. Um, you know, work. When do we work? We work 8 to 5. That's like 42 hours a week. Work 42 hours a week or so. Um, right? I'm not gonna say your name, but I know you're watching. 42, 43 hours a week, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, you know, work 8 to 5, and then we get home and son and just have stuff to do. You're keeping up the house and stuff like that. It's got a lot of stuff to do and very busy. So on the weekends, I don't have much free time. Again, kids, and, you know, gotta prepare for the week. And when I do get time to myself, I'll be honest with you guys. I usually, I usually do get a day on the weekend that I do have the house to myself, and I could make a video, but usually I take a nap. Um, yeah, it's tiring, man. Having a kid takes a lot out of you. What can I say? Anyway, I'm here. I got the house to myself. The wife is out seeing a movie. Um, so I'm here, and I'm back with a review. I have not done a review in a while. My last couple videos have all been update videos. Um, so I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty. Forgive me. I've already tried to take this video about 4 times now. Um, and honestly, it has nothing to do with the review that I've been unhappy with. It's just me either rambling or whatever. Anyway, as I'm doing right now, having some Sierra Nevada Tumbler, a fall beer. Thank God. Anybody that knows me knows I like fall beers the best. Winter beers seem to have this sort of almost spicy, not spices and hot, but spice. Uh, you think of spiced rum, almost a spiced back flavor, which I don't really enjoy all that much. And spring and summer beers are very similar. They're all like citrusy and light almost. This has got a. These are just in between. Most fall beers all have sort of a boldness to them, but they're not overpowering. But my favorite kind of beer is a stout, so it would make sense for me to like fall beers since they're all mostly dark. And I was really surprised to find this already in stores. We already got fall beers in stores. It means fall's coming, which I'm excited about because I'm about sick of fucking summer. It's too hot. We've been having crazy storms and power outages, and it's just been a pain in the butt. This summer has sucked. I'm done with summer. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for wasteland. Uh, you know what? I'm ready for snow. I want snow because you know what? We've really only had, at least here, we've had like last winter. Our average temperature was in the 50s. The 50s. Our average temperature in the winter is the 30s. During the day. Now at night, our average temperature is probably like 25 or something. We didn't have a winter. We had a fall. We had summer, fall, spring, summer. Ready for a real fall and a real winter. Anyway, just saying. Uh, so yeah, got a review for you. Go easy on me. It's been a while. But what I have for you tonight is Some Guy Who Kills People, released by Anchor Bay. And starring Kevin Corrigan, this guy here. Probably seen him in movies The Departed, Pineapple Express, Superbad. He was in Goodfellas as well. He's been in a bunch of stuff. I'm used to seeing him play either tough guys or gangsters or hitmen or whatever. He does a little bit of a twist in this movie, a little bit of a different kind of role in this movie. You also have Barry Bostwick here, best known for Rocky Horror Picture Show, also Spin City, and we have Lucy Davis here from the UK Office series and Shaun of the Dead. We also have Karen Black. Yeah, so basically, Kevin plays Kenny Boyd, who in high school, I guess you would consider what would be a nerd. I know nerd these days is like the cool word. To be a nerd is like completely different from when I was in school. If you were a nerd, it was not cool. Now it's cool. I mean, I'm obviously a little nerdy. This stuff, it's pretty nerdy, but different kind of nerd. Anyway, he's an artist. He likes to do graphic novels. He's very good at it. But he was picked on a lot. He's picked on a lot. And the basketball team in particular, some of the team did some pretty nasty things to him, and it really messed him up. He ended up in a mental institution for a while, and when he got out, he's trying to get acclimated back to society and get his life, back together. And his buddy, who's, stuck with him through thick and thin, who, may I mention, I don't remember the guy's name. I don't see it on here. It might be on here, but I don't know. Played Telly in Kids, which I didn't find out until after, and I was shocked because I knew the guy from somewhere. I was like, man, I've seen this guy in something. For whatever reason, I didn't pick up my phone and look on IMDb, but it's the guy who played Telly in Kids, which I used to make fun of all the time when I was a teenager because his character sounded like he had a mouthful of fucking like cotton balls or something. Not Godfather style, but anyway, gets him this job at an ice cream parlor. He's still kind of being shit on. His boss is kind of an ass, a real hard ass on him, makes him do all the shitty stuff. His mom, Karen Black, on his case a lot. Kenny's sort of reclusive. He just he wants to go to work and be quiet, be left alone. And all of a sudden, some murders start happening. Some of the people that did this very bad thing to him start dropping like flies. And Kenny seems to be enjoying it quite a lot. So, is Kenny getting his revenge? Maybe. That was creepy, wasn't it? But he starts to get involved with Lucy Davis's character, who seems to really like him. And the meat of the movie is when he meets his daughter. Right before he went into the asylum. Was this right before? No, after he got out. After he got out? I can't remember. I think it makes more sense. It's been like a month and a half since I've watched this. Maybe a month. So I'm a little rusty on the actual storyline, and I apologize. I can't remember if it's before or after. I think it was after. but I'm not sure. He had a small relationship with a lady, and they had a kid, but she, he was sort of loopy and crazy, and she didn't want the kid to have anything to do with him. So, um, basically, this kid finds out who her dad is and starts trying to communicate with him. Well, pretty much, she just is forceful with it. And one day comes to the ice cream shop and says, "Hi, I'm your daughter," and he's kind of like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And he goes home, and she's there with her bag, and she has decided to stay with him for a week so they can get reacquainted. And that is the real meat of the movie, sort of him getting reacquainted with his daughter while all these murders are going on. Um, but the majority of the story is about him rebuilding his life around this kid who's come back into his life. And that's the real, you know, cojones of the thing. I got to change here. We got second one here is Great Lakes Elliott Ness. I would say Great Lakes is probably one of my favorite beers for sure. Brewing companies. We got Mr. Howdy bottle opener from Licks. Thank you, Jill. Anyway, that's the real meat of the movie. I've said it like 15 times now. And their relationship is really cool. She's sort of a cool kid. Um, very sort of funny and ballsy. Um, and their relationship is fun to watch. It's not a boring thing. Um, and Barry Bostwick, who plays the uh, sheriff, is investigating these murders, is also involved with Kenny's mother. So there's this whole thing going on. It's all crazy. Things get wild. You can imagine. Um, until our finale. Now, at the end of the movie, I kind of expected. Now, Tom talked about this movie. Excuse me. Headbanger. Horsbaum talked about this movie a little bit in his last video. Um, and he said the same thing. Sort of. I don't think we mean the same thing, but he said the same thing, that he thought the ending was going to go in one direction and it went in another. He said he thought it was going to go in a more darker direction, where it sort of went almost in a more wholesome direction, I would say, much more lighthearted version. I kind of expected this sort of middle ground, in between dark and light. But I honestly enjoyed that it went a more wholesome, lighthearted route than the darker route. I don't think that would have fit the tone of the film as good as this one. This one was also sort of a left turn. And I think there's sort of a twist to it, and I do think the twist was a little weak. I don't know that who the twist surrounded. I don't know if that character was strong enough to hold it. But nonetheless, I did like the way it went, just because I thought it fit the tone of the movie. I think if it went more dark, it would have sort of gone against what the movie was trying to get out there. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a whole lot of fun. I thought that Kevin Corrigan did an extremely good job of playing a really awkward guy. I mean, this guy is super awkward. And I mean, you can imagine, he's been in an insane asylum. He works at an ice cream parlor, and he just found out that his daughter is going to be around for a while, and he's never really talked to her, and she's 11 years old. So she's got a lot to talk about, a lot that's going on, and she's very talkative and very in his face, and very, "What are you doing? What's your life like? Who are you?" So it would be a very awkward situation. His mother's sort of, Karen Black, is very sort of also odd, but funny and kind of hard on him as well. But I thought he did a fantastic job of just being. He does a great job at awkward. Um, Lucy Davis, sort of played the character she played in the UK Office. To be honest, it was very similar to that character. She delivered her lines in a very similar fashion. The rhythm that she gave them in was very similar. Um, the only character that I thought didn't really fit what was going on was Barry Bostwick's character. Him and the other cop that were investigating the murders. It was very tongue in cheek and almost a little too tongue in cheek for the tone of the movie. The tone of the movie's it's lighthearted but serious. And I thought they were going for more of a almost yuck yuck kind of thing with the cops. Um, Although he played it very well, they almost reminded me of the cop duo in Blood Feast 2. Not quite that dumb and obviously over the top stupid, but it was a very sort of, it's like the cousin of those two characters, which I didn't think really fit right in there. Um, there's no real gore to speak of. There's a little bloodletting, a decapitation, which is actually pretty decent, but not a lot of gore to speak of. But honestly, the movie's not really focused on the horror. The movie's focused on this character getting his life back and trying to create a relationship with his daughter. Reluctantly at first, um, but overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was different enough, and I thought everybody did a pretty good job. Well, Kevin did a really good job. Lucy was, kind of played the character she's always played. Barry did a good job. Karen Black was fucking hilarious. The kid, I thought was all right. She got on my nerves a bit, but I think she was kind of supposed to get on your nerves. Um, Now this executive producer John Landis thing here. This is what I was going to talk about. He's actually on the making of, and he was supposed to direct this movie. I think this movie was originally filmed in 2007. Um, hmm, Maybe not. I don't know. But he was originally supposed to direct the film, and then uh, left to do Burke and Hare. So they hired Jack Perez, and when he found out, he pretty much just called John up and said, "Hey, do you want to be executive producer? Can we use your name? And it'll help us, get the film sold and whatnot." He goes, "It'll help us get money." He goes, "I use my own name and I can't even get money. So sure, use my name, whatever you want." He said, I really like the script and I wanted to do the movie, but I couldn't. So why not put my name on it?" So basically, admittedly, they just put his name on it to try to gain some sort of status and help raising money for the movie. So don't expect any sort of John Landis style going on here. Special features, we have director, writer, and producer commentary, the short film that inspired the feature, The Filth, and making of featurette. The only thing I've watched was the making of featurette, which was pretty decent. It was a nice little 20-minute or so little featurette. Um, but yeah, some guy who kills people. I would say certainly pretty cool flick. Definitely, I would check it out if you can get it cheap. This isn't going to be for everybody, honestly. I think that some people are really not going to like sort of the style and tone of the movie. But I got this at like Walmart for like $9.96 or something. So certainly worth $10. So if you find it for moderate to cheap price, I would say go ahead and pick it up and check it out. Um, but like I said, not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. there we go. So, what do we got in the future? Hopefully, I'm gonna try to do a few more videos soon. I got another DVD update coming. I have a little sort of overview, if you will, of a really, really cool company that's been putting out some really interesting stuff and doing it right. Treating their customers the way that customers want to be treated. I've dealt with some other 1 to 2 man shows, we'll say, that are not so prompt with their merchandise, I'll say. Not going to name any names, but let's just say I'm still waiting on some things. And these guys are putting out really great stuff. They're doing it right, and they are responsible with getting their product to their customers. So I felt that I should, go out there and make a video and show you guys what's going on. This is a really cool company, and if you can get in on it, you should. So yeah, that's coming soon. After the next release. I want to get the next release. I was going to do it like last weekend, but lazy. So once I get the next release, I'm going to do sort of a whole overview of the releases and what's come out and all that good stuff, and it's going to be a good time. So cheers, guys, and I'll see you next time.